everybody. Today we are going to do a simple vegetable recipe and using green raw papaya. Green papaya can be done in many ways. Traditionally from South Asia it's always used with coconut, but the recipes that I'm going to show you are of two different kinds. So the first video will be doing a soup and the second video it will be an appetizer, and the videos will be uploaded as two separate videos. So let's get started how you can make two separate dishes using green raw papaya. To make papaya soup you need raw papaya here that I have, and then that will be only half will be taken. So 1/2 of the papaya is only required for this recipe. 1 to 2 celery stalk. I have Bok Choy leaf here. If you have a spinach or kale, that's good enough, or moringa leaf, that's also good. Any kind of vegetable leaf is fine with this recipe. Then you have a bunch of cilantro, 1 to 2 medium-sized potatoes, 1 to 2 medium-sized onions, 2 to 3 cloves of garlic, 10 to 15 cherry tomatoes. If you have whole regular tomatoes, you can use 1 or 2 whole regular tomatoes too. Onion stems. So there's not much that's going to go in this recipe, very simple. So let's get started. So first of all, we need to peel the papaya skin out. So cut both sides and start taking out the skin. So I've cut the papaya here into half. Take all the seeds out, and then you need to grate it. Wash it first and then grate it out. So, and make sure you have a bowl of water. So as you're grating it, you can put it in the water to remove any sap that's on the papaya. Okay, so let's go wash it up and come. So I have cut 1/2 of the papaya and cleaned the skin out, cleaned all of the seeds out, and I'm going to grate the papaya. Here I also have a bowl of water, so after grating I will put the papaya into the bowl of water to remove any sap. So let's get to grating the papaya. So I've grated 1/2 of the papaya here. I'm going to soak it in water to remove any sap. Just kind of squeeze the papaya a little bit to remove all of the sap. Alright, next we're going to continue with the grating here. We are going to grate 2 potatoes. If it's a big potato, only 1 is required for half papaya, but I have 2 medium size, so it's fine. Okay, so grate the potatoes too and then put it in the water again to remove any kind of starch. So I have grated 2 potatoes here. Again, I'm going to soak it in the same bowl that I have the papaya too. So it will remove any starch. Then we are going to rinse this out after a nice squeeze and wash. We're going to squeeze the water out completely, and then we are going to cook on stove top with the rest of the ingredients. So next we are going to dice some onions and the rest of the ingredients. After cooking, we are going to puree this whole substances together, so it doesn't matter what kind of size it is. So you can just, I'm just going to do a straight cut here. Okay, so that's done. Next is celery. Next, we're going to do the Bok Choy. Make sure you clean the Bok Choy very well. Next is some onion stems. Some bunch of cilantro, rinsed and washed. Okay, now some garlic. I have 4 garlic here, cloves. You can either crush it. I'm just going to chop it. Okay. Then what do I have? The tomatoes here. I took cherry tomatoes. You can have whole tomatoes, as I said. So 1 or 2 whole tomatoes or 10 to 15 cherry tomatoes. Just cutting in half. Okay, there you go. We have the rest of the ingredients all chopped here. I have drained the water out of the squeezed papaya and the potatoes very well. It's hard to see which is a potato and which is a papaya. So you can see it's all grated and looks white, but no water. So all the sap, the starch, everything has been rinsed out thoroughly, and we can start cooking this with the rest of the ingredients. So heat a pan. Once it's hot, pour some oil, just like a little bit to saute all of the vegetables together. Add cumin seeds. You can hear, just wait it for to splutter a little bit. Now all of the chopped vegetables that we had, such as the bok choy, onions, onion stems, celery, tomatoes, everything we will cook to saute. Again, we are going to do this in a full boil, adding water or vegetable stock. I am going to add water to this recipe here, but you could use vegetable stock too. Just till the raw smell of the garlic goes, another 2 to 3 minutes. That's all you need to saute. Doesn't have to be really cooked. Okay, that should be done. So I'm going to add salt to your taste. You can add how much. I may be doing like a half to 1 teaspoon. I'll adjust it later on. At this stage, you can also, if you have vegetable cubes, you can add, but I'm not adding any kind of other type of tastemakers. I'm just going to do it full natural. But if you need a more flavor, you can add any kind of tastemakers like the vegetable cubes or chicken cubes. But this is a vegetarian dish, so you can choose what you need. But I'm not going to add anything because I really like the real simple flavor of all of the vegetables without any extra flavoring. Okay, so after that I'm going to, I like it spicy, so I have some crushed pepper here. So the long dried chili, you can crush it. So I'm going to add like at least 2 teaspoons of crushed pepper to this. And then almost 1 teaspoon of powdered pepper, black pepper. Okay, now I'm going to add the grated potatoes and papaya. So I'm going to put all of that in there. So this will be like, it's not going to be very colorful, so it's going to be a little bit creamy texture and appearance. So again, just to get the steam going, I'm going to combine the vegetables along with the grated potatoes and papaya to get the steam going. Okay, so at this stage we are going to add water. Again, I'm going to add water. If you want to add vegetable stock, you could, but then you have to adjust the salt accordingly. So I'm going to start with 4 to 5 cups of water. Okay, this is probably around 5 cups of water. You can adjust it. If you're adding 5 cups of water, it has to come to like 4.5. So accordingly, so according to your thickness, I like it a little bit thicker soups rather than too liquidy. So I have added 5 cups here, and I'm going to reduce half a cup of boil. So it will be like until I get like a 4.5 cups. I'm going to boil this mixture here. I'm going to close and boil it. Okay, so let's get it boiling. Okay, now you can see the steam coming out and it's nicely boiling. So this is all about your taste. If how you want to thickness the liquid, if it's very liquid or more creamier, because after it boils out completely, and we are going to blend the entire pot here. So you know all the contents in the pot will be blended, and so I like it a little bit creamier. If you want it a little more liquid or loose, you can stop at this stage and start the blending. But I'm going to wait for a few more minutes till it's completely like half cup is completely reduced. So in the end, I would have like a 4.5 cups of liquid. So I'm going to wait a little bit more. So I'm crushing a few pepper pods here, black pepper pods, to add into the soup. I can get the smell, it's so nice. The smell is really for the cumin and the garlic. There's nothing else, no flavoring we have put so far. So we're going all natural. If you want a little bit more flavors, you can add either oyster sauce or vegetable cubes, the bouillon cubes, some kind of taste maker. But I'm going to do all natural here. Okay. And I'm going to off the stove and wait for it to cool a little bit and then get this whole thing blended. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to use a hand blender here, a liquid hand blender, or you can use it on your regular blender too. So I'm just going to puree all of the vegetables. Okay, so we have completely blended the mixture here. It's nice and creamy, you can see. So our hot and creamy papaya soup is ready. If you don't like thick soup, you don't need to reduce the liquid. You know, once it's boiled and cooked, you can turn it off. So, and I have put some croutons, bread croutons here. I have some crackers that you can serve to eat your soup, and it's nice texture. Another thing here is that you see the color, it's a little bit brown because of the coloring that's come from the tomatoes and the cumin. That's all the color that we have, nothing else that we have added to enhance color like carrots or anything else. We didn't do any kind of taste makers too. So it's all natural and nice and creamy thick soup. Hope you enjoy it. And then remember, we have our other half of the papaya left for our second dish, which is coming up in the next video. And do enjoy and subscribe, like and share. And until next time, this is Preetha from Inspire and Lead.